Hello, magandang gabi. I'm back to my YouTube channel, Just Me Amalia, and this time I'm going to talk about history once again, and this time this is about La Liga Filipina, which was definitely a product of the workings of our national hero, Dr. Jose Rizal. So, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, because in this channel you will be learning more about our history, about lives of people, great and not so great, about our saints, about our holy men and women, about our culture, about our arts, about our tradition, and in a way it will also touch your spirituality and will give you inspirational stories. So everything is in this channel. Just me, Amalia. Okay, thank you very much. Let me just proceed to my intention tonight, and that is to discuss or talk about, or what do you call that, or give the story about the La Liga Filipina. So mag-i-istorya tayo tungkol sa La Liga Filipina. And tignan natin, may mga tanong tayong gustong sagutin. Unang tanong, ano nga ba ang La Liga Filipina? What's the La Liga Filipina after all? So the La Liga Filipina was actually intended to be a civic association or a society, the intention of which was really purely civic only. However, it was not really like that, because behind the facades was was the reality that it was not definitely intended only as a civic association. It was more than that. Oh, let me expound on that. The La Liga Filipina was a product of a meeting called for by Timoteo Paez and Pedro Serrano, who said that it was uh, a request of Dr. Jose Rizal, coming from the alleged request of Dr. Jose Rizal to call for a meeting to meet with some Filipinos in Manila. And so the meeting was held on July 3, 1892 in the house of half-breed Filipino-Chinese Doroteo Onjunco in Ilaya Street in Binondo. And the men came there or went there because they would like to see Dr. Jose Rizal. They would like to listen to him talk, because Rizal had become a very big figure already. Isang malaking personalidad na si Jose Rizal, hindi lamang sa Pilipinas, kung hindi sa ibang panig ng bansa, sa ibang panig ng mundo, lalo na sa Europa. And so the meeting the meeting happened, definitely, and in that meeting, they already elected officers, and the officers actually were composed of also people who were there in that meeting, and the people who were there in the meeting were most of them were Masons, members of the Masonry, and they came from different strata of society. Merong mga labor, merong mga white collar job workers, mayroong doktor, merong hindi naman doktor, mayroong lawyer, si Apolinario Mabini, mayroong warehouse man, si Andres Bonifacio, merong ismisari ni Marcelo S. del Pilar, si Diodato Arellano, mayroong master builder or school builder, mayroong uh, merong philologist, at mayroong pang printer or engraver, mayroon pang poet. So lahat klase ng mga manggagawa nandoon. At of course, may mayayaman, may mga businessmen, at saka mayroong mga kabilang sa alta, sa mataas na antas ng lipunan, o mga ilustrado at mga tinatawag na may kaya sa buhay. Nandoon kasi napaka-interesado sila kay Dr. Jose Rizal. They would like to see him personally, and they would like to hear him talk. And so out of that meeting, ito na nga nagkaroon ng halalan, at nahalal nga na Pangulo si Ambrosio Salvador. Siya ang nahalal na Pangulo ng La Liga Filipina. Now, you might be asking, bakit ba nandyan si Rizal? Bakit ba nandyan siya at naging bahagi na naman ng isang event sa Pilipinas na nagkaroon na naman ng kaugnayan sa kanyang buhay at sa kanyang pagkakapatapon sa dapitan. You know, when Rizal was in Hong Kong after he decided to leave Europe for good, he was definitely very successful na sa Hong Kong. He was practicing his medical profession, and his parents, the mother and the father, were already with him, as well as some of his sisters, and the brother was also their pasyano. But that was also the time when Rizal was so kumbaga sa he was in a stage na nawala na siya ng gana. Saan siya nawala ng gana? Nawala na siya ng gana to write to the La Solidaridad, because according to him, because the La Solidaridad was the organ of the propaganda movement, and according to Rizal, parang hindi naman inakukuha ng propaganda movement ng mathiin ito for reform, so it's useless. And he thought of himself as also useless because it seems nothing was happening out of the political writings that he had published in the La Solidaridad. And so sabi niya, I would just not write anymore about political matters, but I would rather focus my writings on direct my writings into writing about culture, the traditions of the Filipinos, about perhaps their defects, and so on and so forth. But he was prevailed upon, no? Another pa nga pala kaya siya medyo nanamlay, because of the criticisms heaped upon him by some of his paisanos or contemporaries in Europe about the incident in Calamba, yung sa Dominican estate. And so Rizal realized that he might no longer be useful. But he was prevailed upon by some Filipinos also who wrote to him. And one of them was Antonio Luna, who told him that there was a need for you to continue, and there was a need for us to organize another group. But the group in Madrid, the propaganda in Madrid should not be stopped, no, from doing also its job. But there should be another movement that should be organized. Ang sabi niya sa movement na ito, the people here should not be mayabang, hindi nila para makakaroon sila ng parang clandestine, ang tawag po doon, or parang ipapakita nila na they were not out to fight the government, but actually the intention was to separate from the government. While the propaganda movement was working for reforms in Europe, the one that should be organized, the other organization should be working for separatism or separatista ito dapat. And so that was the letter of Antonio Luna to Rizal. And also Rizal received another letter telling him that he would be funded if ever he would be doing something for the Philippines again, for another organization that he would put up. He would be funded by this particular person. So yun ang mga pangyayari noon sa kay Rizal sa Hong Kong. Kaya nakaisip siya na bumalik sa Pilipinas. At kasama yung kanyang kapatid na si Lucia, bumalik sila ng Pilipinas noong June 21, 1892, at sila ay tumira sa Hotel Oriente sa Binondo, and they occupied room number 22. So nang makarating sila sa Binondo, si Rizal ay nagtungo sa Malacanang bandang alas 4 ng hapon upang makipag-usap kay Despujol. Prior to this, merong sulat si Rizal kay Despujol na sinasabi niya doon na I'm returning to the Philippines and I will be at your disposal. I am coming back despite the warnings from my friends and relatives that if I will go back to the Philippines, my life is in danger. However, I believe in your sense of justice, and so I am presenting myself to you. And this would be one way for me to put a stop on the persecution being heaped upon my parents, my relatives, and friends. And I also would like to attend to some personal matters while I was in the Philippines. So, yun ang sinabi niya sa sulat niya kay Despujol. Pero alam ba ninyo na si Rizal ay may premonition na siya ay maaring mamatay? Although hindi naman nangyari nung agad-agad, na he might die. Kaya nag-iwan siya. He left two letters to a Portuguese friend, and the instruction was that the letters would be opened only when after his death. And one of the letter was addressed to his parents, and the other one was to his countrymen. And so that's it. And so, nung nandito na siya sa Pilipinas, nang pagkita siya kay Despujol, ang una niyang intention noon, tinanggap naman siya ni Despujol, alas 4 nagpunta siya sa Malacanang, but he was asked to return at 7:30 in the evening of the same day, June 21. And Rizal came back and was able to talk to Despujol, and Despujol considered Rizal's request for the lifting of the banishment order to his father. Rizal was asking the lifting of the order of banishment for his family, but Despujol only granted the lifting of the order on his father. But Rizal was asked to return again on the 29th, and he did come back. And when he came back, there was no positive action taken to lift the order, but for the other members of his family. But there was hope. There was hope for his brother. And then when he returned again, I think that was already on the 30th of June, nalip yung order ng kanyang brother sa banishment. And then, at that time, Despujol asked him if Rizal was planning to return to Hong Kong, which Rizal responded in the affirmative. But there was also this particular discussion of the Borneo project of Rizal, where Filipinos would resettle there, and Despujol gave his very strong opposition to that. Ayaw ni Despujol na mag put up ng another colony sa Borneo ang si Rizal, kasama ang mga Pilipino na gustong umalis sa sa Pilipinas. And so, yun ang development na nangyari nung nandito si Rizal. And now going back to the Liga Filipina. So, na ano nga yan, na form nga. But you remember, dapat alam nyo rin, ano, kaya may readiness may readiness yung pagka-form itong La Liga Filipina. Bakit sinabi kong may readiness? Kasi meron ng konstitusyon si Rizal na ginawa. And this was formulated or done by Rizal together with Jose Maria Basa in Hong Kong. Sa Hong Kong pa lang meron na. So maayos na ito na meron silang basihan na gagawin. And how was the La Liga constituted? Paano ito tatakbo? There will be the base will be the popular councils. And the popular councils, the heads of the popular councils will compose or constitute the provincial councils. And the heads of the provincial councils will now constitute the Supreme Council, which will be the highest council. And this Supreme Council will have a power over all members of the La Liga Filipina. So, ganun yung constitution nitong, ganito aandar, no? Ganito tatakbo ang La Liga Filipina. And the La Liga Filipina actually in the book of Leon Maria Guerrero, he referred to the La Liga Filipina as an underground government, no? He referred to it as an underground government. Why? Kasi nga yung constitution na ganito, pagkatapos yung mga pamamaraan ng paggalaw ng La Liga Filipina at yung mga iba pang objectives, no, adhikain ng La Liga ay para to develop education, commerce, and agriculture, to work for the application of reforms, to protect everyone from all forms of violence and injustice, and to come to the rescue of the member whenever there was a need for it. So ganun yung parang mithiin ng La Liga Filipina. At ano ba naman ang katungkulan? Ano ba naman ang tungkulin ng mga miyembro? Of course, the members must have to work very, very strongly for the protection of the members of the La Liga Filipina, as well as ililihim kahit na sa kanilang mga kamag-anak, kahit sa asawa, kahit sa anak, kahit sa magulang, ang magtungkol sa mga gawain, mga aksyon na ginagawa ng La Liga Filipina. Ganoon din sila ay will have to obey blindly kung ano yung itinututo sa kanila, whether it is written or in verbal. Kailangan they have to obey blindly. And they should not submit themselves to any form of humiliation. Huwag sila lang tatanggapin anumang pagmamahiya sa kanila. They should continue to recruit members kasi palalakihin. Base na rin yan sa payo noon sa isang sulat ni Antonio Luna pa rin kay Rizal na kailangan magkaroon ng maraming miyembro yang itatayong organisasyon ulit diyan sa atin at magkaroon ng pera. Kaya recruit members, and then meron silang what you call that member, iba ay may butaw na hinihingi, no? Parang membership fee pag sumati ka doon. And another was kung sino man ang mga kasamahan mo na nasa panganib, siya ay iyong sasaklolohan, at even if it would cost your life, you have to protect the La Liga Filipina. And anything na marinig mo or makita mo or maramdaman mo na makakasama sa La Liga Filipina, you have to report it immediately to your council. So ito yung mga mutik na akong bumagsak pa. So ito yung mga ito yung mga tungkulin ng miyembro ng La Liga Filipina. Kaya sa katungkulin pa lang na ito ay kitang-kita na natin na hindi lang ito isang sibikong organisasyon, kung hindi ito ay mayroon ng mas higit na malalim na mithiin. Yun ang basa ko sa La Liga Filipina. And so, ayan na nga. Pero, ano ba ang nangyari? Bakit hindi nag-prosper? Kasi nga, ilang araw lang, parang July 6, dinakip na si Dr. Jose Rizal. Si Dr. Jose Rizal na dinakip kasi, ay ito na nga, kasi nga, may nalaman na tungkol dun sa La Liga Filipina. So, nung dinakip siya, binanis na siya, pinatapon na siya, dinala na siya sa ibang lugar, malayo dito sa Luzon. And so, na-splintered into 2 groups ang La Liga Filipina. Ang isang grupo ay composed ng mga may kaya sa buhay, ito ay ang Cuerpo de Compromisaryo. At ang pangalawang grupo ay composed naman ng mga walang kaya sa buhay, mga ikangay masa, ito ay ang Katipunan ni Bonifacio. So, ang Cuerpo de Compromisaryo, I think, sina Franco nandito, sa Domingo Franco ba yun? Ay kasama dito kasi ang Cuerpo de Compromisaryo ayaw nila ng revolusyon, ayaw nila ng uprising. Ang gusto lang nila talaga ay reforma, because the rich, the wealthy, syempre meron niyang mga inaalaga ang mga personal na interest, yung mga kayamanan nila, yung mga lupa nila, and so on and so forth. So they have to really protect their interest. Parang ngayon din, di ba? Kaya ng mga mayayaman ay pinaproteksinan yung kanilang mga interest, hindi yung interest ng bansa. Ito namang grupo ni Bonifacio ay mga mahamasa, no? So ang pinoproteksyon na nila sino? Ang bansa, ang bayan, ang mamamayan. Wala namang mawawala sa kanila, sa tingin nila, kasi ano mang properties meron sila, wala naman. And so they might as well work for the redemption of the motherland from the hands of the colonizers. So yun yung nangyari. So nag-split sila. Ang Katipunan ay lumawak. Lumaki ang kanyang membership, at ito ay nakasama na sa members na yan si Dr. Pio Valenzuela. At si Dr. Pio Valenzuela, kung natatandaan ninyo, he went to the Pitan to talk to Rizal, and upon the proddings of Bonifacio, inviting Rizal to head the Katipunan. But Rizal did not agree with that, because ang paniniwala niya, ang isang uprising ay hindi pa napapanahon. But when he learned about the Katipunan, alam mo kung ano ang sinabi ni Rizal. Ang sabi niya ay, "So the seed has grown." Alin ba ang seed? Ang seed ay ang La Liga Filipina, which he planted. At ano naman ang naging anak ng kanyang ipinunla? Ang naging anak ng kanyang ipinunla ay ang Katipunan. So he was very happy, kasi hindi lang niya gusto pa ang revolusyon, because hindi pa yun panahon, hindi pa tamang panahon para sa kanya. But we could not say that Rizal was not intending to have an uprising, but it should be done at the right time, no? Not at the expense of so much bloodshed for the Filipino people. But kung magbubuhos tayo ng dugo, dapat sigurado tayo na tayo ay panalo rin kahit papaano. So yun naman siguro ang nasa isip na isang Dr. Jose Rizal. Well, natapos nga ang lahat. Ito nga ang La Liga Filipina, at ang naging bunga ay ang Katipunan. And why do we consider the La Liga a very important event in our history as a people. It's because of the La Liga Filipina ay nagkaroon ng shape ang tinatawag nating ah, paghahangad natin na mag-alsa para sa ating kalayaan, para sa ikakatubos ng ating mga kababayan o ng ating bayan sa pagkakagapos mula sa Espanya. At ito ang naging katuparan ng pangalap ni Dr. Jose Rizal na tayo ay magkaroon ng kalayaan sa tamang panahon. Although naganap ang revolusyon sa hindi pa rin tamang panahon, well, ito ay nagpasimula sa tunay na pagkagising ng bawat isang Pilipino ng panahon na yon upang hangarin nila na tuluyang lumaya sa kamay ng mga dayuhan. At ito ay ang Katipunan ay lalo pang naging masidhi ang hangaring ito nang mapatay si Dr. Jose Rizal, nang patayin si Dr. Jose Rizal sa Bagong Bayan noong December 30, 1896. So, that is how significant the La Liga Filipina is. It was the seed planted by Rizal which gave birth to a revolutionary movement, the Katipunan, and the Katipunan proved to the Spaniards that the Filipinos were ready to die, to fight, to die for what they believed was their right for liberty, the right for freedom, to live in peace, to live in tranquility in their own country without any Western power or whatever power from the West or from other parts of the world meddling into the affairs of our own people. That's it. Okay, thank you so much. And bye-bye. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Marami pa akong ikukwento sa inyo tungkol sa kasaysayan ng ating bayan. Thank you. Good night. Love you all.